It's the Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is Suicide Squad versus Justice League 1 through 3. We're doing this in 2 parts, simply so that we can get it out quicker and closer to the release of the book. Part 2 will be out shortly, but let's go ahead and begin. Over in Death Valley, California, sits a facility out in the middle of the desert. Inside, a man walks through to a door with 2 guards positioned. The guards tell the man that he has to leave, and the man says that he would rather have them kill each other. Without thinking, the 2 guards turn to each other and they begin firing. The man continues walking through, stating, "Catacombs is the most top secret prison in the world, only holding a handful of dangerous criminals." The scientist at the control board asks what he's doing here, and the man tells him, "Release them." The cell door begins to open, and as more guards rush in, the alarms go off, and they are slaughtered. After killing everyone on sight, the man leads the criminals outside, telling them to follow him into the heart of darkness. Meanwhile, over on a top-secret mission, the Suicide Squad begins their fight as Harley rides Croc in, shouting, "What a lovely day to die!" As Amanda watches the battle, Rick Flag asks what happened to him being needed to keep the squad in line. Amanda tells him that she had to make an executive decision. 2 hours ago, a death cult called the Brimstone Brotherhood stole a Quake Pulsar from Star Labs. The Brotherhood plans to use the Pulsar to create an earthquake that will destroy the small island of Badnesia. Back out on the field, Deadshot tells everyone to keep the group distracted. Well, he gets a clear shot at their leader, Apex. Caitlin Snow, aka Killer Frost, says that she knows that this is her first mission. But do they all go this terrible? As Boomerang slits one man's throat, he tells her, "The first one is always rough, but you can trust old Digger to show you a good time." Harley shouts, "You're sick, Digger! You should see someone!" And Boomerang says, "I'll lie on your couch anytime." But as the last of the cultists fall, the squad begins to move out when suddenly the ground begins to shake. Once things settle, Apex calls out to them, stating that he hoped they had fun killing his brothers, because now your souls will be given to our god. Apex holds up the pulsar again and the ground begins to shake. Harley tells Amanda that they're kind of in a bit of a pickle, and Amanda tells her that they need to finish their job or she will finish them. Diablo begins to burn Apex, but he tells everyone that he has no issues dying as a part of this sacrifice. The ground begins to shake again, but more violently this time, and he shouts that the ocean will be their grave! But his sentence is cut short as a bullet shoots through his head. Across the city, Deadshot stands holding a rifle, and he tells Amanda Waller that she really should have just sent him in solo for this. But while everyone celebrates their victory, they begin to see the building that Deadshot is standing on sink into the ground. He runs to the other side, but as he looks down, he sees that he has nowhere to jump. He takes out a picture of his daughter and he tells her, "I'm on borrowed time anyway." And with that, he jumps, telling Amanda, "I'll see you in hell." But before he can hit the ground, Superman flies in, telling him, "Not today." Simon Baz secures the building from falling while Flash runs through, grabbing all of the people still inside. Superman hands Deadshot back the picture of his daughter, and Deadshot tells him, "Thanks. Now if you'll excuse me," but Batman's voice tells him, "Not so fast. Task Force X is over, so it would be in your best interest to come along willingly." Caitlin asks if they're really going to do this, and Harley tells her, "Don't worry about them. What are they gonna do? Lock us up?" Superman tells everyone, "Amanda is using you." But while Simon makes fun of Boomerang for using boomerangs, Deadshot tells Amanda that they might have a little trouble. So what should they do? "Do not let the Justice League take you in alive, or you're all dead." Deadshot points his gun and tells Batman, "We have the advantage. The Justice League doesn't kill, but we do." Meanwhile, over in the Swiss Alps, the man from before stands in front of the criminals that he freed back in Death Valley. He tells them that he needs their help, and if they help him, he'll help them kill Amanda Waller. And Lobo asks him, "What's in it for you?" And Maxwell Lord says, "Me? Well, I'm gonna save the world." As the Suicide Squad and Justice League begin to clash, Caitlin says that she knows she's the new girl, but are they joking about being able to take down the Justice League? Amanda tells her that Rick is on his way to extract them, but if the Justice League captures them before that, we go boom. "I got it," Caitlin says. Deadshot begins to fight off Batman, but Batman mentions, "Together, all of you are dangerous." And Deadshot tells everyone, "I have an idea. Scatter!" The squad begins to split to separate the League and keep them in one-on-one battles. Up in the sky, Superman tells June Moon that he knows all about her and how she's possessed, but she can fight back. June stops and says, "You're right." And just as Superman tells her that they can help, Enchantress comes back shouting, "You think I care about June? You shall burn, as June Moon's soul does!" Enchantress blasts Superman away and smiles, stating that it seems the mighty hero's weakness is magic. Back on the ground, Cyborg chases after Caitlin Snow and he tells her that he knows all about her. He just read her Argus files. He extends his arm telling her that he can help her, but Caitlin jumps up, grabbing his face, and she starts to suck the life force out of him. Elsewhere, Diablo holds off both of the new Green Lanterns, but realizing that Diablo uses fire, Jessica Cruz encases him in a bubble, eliminating oxygen so that he can't use any more fire. And on another part of the beach, Boomerang throws his boomerangs, telling Flash, I know I can't outrun you, so the trick is to make it go for something else. The boomerangs soar through the air into a crowd of people, but Flash quickly runs in, grabbing them. After grabbing the last boomerang, he snaps them, stating that he knows his trick too: break his toys. Boomerang throws his arms up, stating, see, you went ahead and made me upset, but save the interrogation, I'll tell you everything. Back with Deadshot, he continues to fight Batman in one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat, but as the fight goes on, Batman slowly begins to overpower him. With the shot open, Deadshot fires into Batman's chest, telling him, no bulletproof vest is that good. And Batman's chest plate begins to crack, and he tells Deadshot, the pain is worth it, to stop you from ever endangering your daughter again. And then he punches Deadshot, breaking his helmet. Over in the city, Harley shouts for all of the citizens to move it. Stolen motorcycle coming through! Wonder Woman chases after her, and as she gets closer, Harley pulls out a gun and begins to fire. Harley shouts, is this because Batman, Superman, and old Harley are the new Trinity? Or is it because your mama made you from mud? Tell me how you feel! Wonder Woman tells her that the gods gave her life and she is thankful every day for that. But then she sees Harley throw a bomb. Wonder Woman grabs the bomb and tells everyone to run as it explodes. Confetti then showers everyone and Harley calls out, hey! Harley then rides the motorcycle back, crashing it into Wonder Woman, and through the smoke, Wonder Woman reports that she has Harley. One by one, the squad becomes captured and Amanda tells everyone that she warned them. Caitlin shouts for Amanda not to do it, and then the Enchantress punches Superman into the ground. As both Superman and Enchantress try to get back up, Amanda tells Caitlin to do it. Absorb Superman's life force while he's down. Caitlin waits for a moment. She absorbs sunlight and heat out of individuals to power herself. Superman is solar based, so then she touches him and begins to absorb. But there's something different about his life force. Suddenly the ice begins to freeze over, encasing everyone within it. And as time passes, Batman begins to open his eyes, asking, where am I? Amanda tells him that his mind might be his most dangerous weapon, but without a body there isn't much that he can do. So she went ahead and made cells for each of the members of the Justice League. She goes on stating that he isn't the only one who plans for every contingency, and she would like to welcome the Justice League to the Suicide Squad. While Amanda holds the Justice League at Belle Reve, Rick Flag and Katana make their way to the facility that was the catacombs. As they descend inside of it and make their way through the wreckage, Katana says that she smells blood in the air, but not to worry, there are only souls here. With the bodies scattered about, Rick Flag asks why someone would build a prison to only hold a few people. And Katana tells him that it was more than a holding cell. They were being hidden. Rick says that they were only sent here to get back the security black box, so they're not gonna have time to investigate what happened. Meanwhile, over in Belle Reve, the guards begin to cart off Batman and he says, you know these restraints can't hold me. One of the guards tells him to shut up and Batman says, I wasn't talking to you. He headbutts one of the guards and breaks his restraints, and then he begins kicking and knocking everyone out. And then he shouts, are you gonna answer me, Amanda? As Batman stands before Amanda Waller, she tells him that she thought that he would break out at least an hour ago, but don't worry, the Justice League is safe. Batman begins to ask why is she bringing him to the infirmary, and Amanda pulls out a small device. She says that this device injects a small bomb into a person's brain. It's how she keeps the squad in line, and she could have used this on the Justice League, but she didn't. So think of it as a sign of trust. Batman says that locking up the Justice League is a huge risk. You wouldn't have done this unless you were in trouble. Elsewhere in the prison, the squad begins to return to their cells when Boomerang begins to ask what happened back there. Caitlin tells everyone that it was her. She froze everyone to stop Amanda Waller from blowing up their heads. Diablo says that this means that the Suicide Squad can beat the Justice League, and June asks if that's the case, and Croc finishes her sentence. Where are they? As the group continues to walk, Deadshot says, I'll be damned, the Justice League in Belle Reve. Harley runs over to Wonder Woman's container and tells her, I know I did wrong to you, but I promise to right you every day. With the group poking fun at the Justice League, Superman asks Caitlin why did she hesitate. He says that he could hear Amanda yelling for her to attack, but she hesitated. Caitlin says that she remembers the first time that she saw him flying in Metropolis. She was there with a research group and a professor told her how he didn't think she'd get her PhD. Then they saw Superman fly by, and she figured that if a man could fly, she could stay in college. She turns to leave and she says that she never thought draining him would affect her powers like it did, but she's glad that he survived. Superman tells her to wait and tells her, you're all better than this. Amanda is using you. Deadshot stops him, telling him to cut the inspirational speech. The world doesn't care about us. Hell, Amanda needs us and she doesn't care about us. We could all die tomorrow and Amanda would have a new group of prisoners. This squad isn't a team. We're just the ones who keep on surviving. Elsewhere, on an island in the South Pacific, Maxwell and his prisoners begin killing the natives of the land. With only a priest left alive, the priest says that this world is already corrupt enough. And Maxwell says, exactly. This world is going to hell, and someone has to put a stop to it. The priest begins to struggle and he tells him, not by you will it be saved. And Maxwell says, we both know that he'll be free again. But wouldn't it be better if someone controlled him? The priest says that you might be able to control a pack of wild dogs, but you're not powerful enough to contain him. Maxwell tells him, fine, just give me what I want, and we'll finally be able to do what's best for everyone. Moments later, Maxwell leaves the cave, and Lobo asks if they can leave yet. Maxwell tells everyone that he appreciates their patience, but no more waiting. It's time for revenge. Back at Belle Reve, Amanda releases the locks in all of the Justice League cells, telling them that they are free to go. But before leaving, Batman says that there's something everyone should see. The group moves into the monitor room, and Flash says that it was too easy to be let go. So why? Amanda explains that while the Justice League was hunting her team, there was a prison break at the top secret location known as the Catacombs, where a real danger was freed into the world. She then goes on to show the security footage of the prison break, where Emerald Empress, Rustrum, Dr. Polaris, Johnny Sorrow, and Lobo had all broken out. She tells them that these people are efficient killing machines. Some of them are the worst villains to ever set foot on this planet. And there's one man who released them. Superman tells her to pause the video on that man's face. He looks and he sees Maxwell Lord, and he says, I know him. And his eyes begin to change red. Boomerang laughs, stating, that guy? And Superman leans in, telling him, trust me on this. And Boomerang says, I'll take your word. Can you turn off the eyes, please? Amanda says that this man is a bit of a mystery, even to her, but he has the ability to suggest things that can manipulate people. Harley shouts, then you should be the best of buds. So what does he want? Amanda looks at everyone and tells them it's her. They want to kill her and she needs them to protect her. The room falls silent and then all of the Suicide Squad members begin laughing. Batman calms everyone down and says, go on. Your head isn't the only thing that they're after. Amanda goes on to explain that Maxwell Lord and his team are looking for a weapon that would allow them to control the world. And that weapon is here in Belle Reve. Deadshot then asks, who would be dumb enough to break into Belle Reve? And Amanda says that even without Max, they're fully capable of invading Belle Reve and retrieving the weapon. They work as a team. And Wonder Woman asks her, how would you know? And she tells them, because she made them. They were the first Suicide Squad. And that resolves issues 1 through 3 of Suicide Squad versus Justice League. Now, like I said, we broke this into 2 simply because we want to be able to get them out faster for you. So if all goes according to plan, you'll get part 2 very, very soon. So subscribe to this channel to see how this story resolves, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.